Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Democracy 3 Electioneering. Today, we continue our campaign as the President of the United States of America, and things could be going better. We have a deficit of $223.62 billion. We are $4,218.63 billion in debt. We're not doing so great. I mean, we did get reelected, but we have 13 turns to attempt to turn this economy around as best we can, and to attempt to not die. And it's annoying that that is a thing I have to say, but really at this point, there are no long-term solutions to battle this poor economy. And the reason for that is that democracy as a game is a game that rewards time and involves a lot of long-term investment. So if you play a country like the United Kingdom where you can have infinite terms in office, then you're fine. But when you have a country like the United States, really 8 years isn't enough to see the effects of a lot of the things that you'll do. If you improve education, it's going to take a while for people to get through your improved education system, and then eventually the game will reward you for it in the long term. But we don't have any long-term options here. We have 13 turns left, and hopefully it doesn't sound like I'm constantly saying turn or term. It's long-term and 13 turn. So we need to figure out what to do. And as a first port of call, I'm going to cut technology grants by $16 billion so that we can save some money there. I'm also going to increase the alcohol tax by $20 billion. So whatever that equates to, whatever percentage. So 45 billion is a 30. Okay, let's just run that up to 40%, which is 49.5 billion for income. That doubles the impact, more or less, that it has on the poor. Poverty is sort of, the impact is doubled a little bit there. Alcohol consumption across 2 turns is going to go down. Equality goes down a little bit, but again, the money is necessary. We need the money. And my problem is, I'm honestly not a fan of, like, these taxes. I do it a lot in this game, but that's because I sort of just play the game as a game. This time around, I'm trying to keep everyone relatively happy, and I'm trying to sort of stay in a spot where I'd kind of be like, hey, let's realistically increase these taxes, even though a 20% hike of taxes isn't necessarily realistic. I want to not just go, hey, let's just increase the taxes to max. I want to not do that. And honestly, my main way of fighting this deficit really should be, like I said, it should be through public services. That's just not an option. What we need to then do is try and increase the GDP. If we can increase the GDP, we can have a stronger economy, meaning more people are making more money, meaning that we have more coming in off of income tax. Because, I mean, income tax right now is $593 billion per quarter. That's pretty good. We could get that up to $1,683 billion per quarter, but no one's going to go for that. And generally speaking, I will probably get shot well within a turn or two. But, yeah, basically, if I wanted to, I could game the game and I could just blitz through this and have no trouble. I don't want to do that. I think what I'm also going to do is I'm gonna knock the space program down to satellites. So I'm gonna save about 15... No, I'm not even saving that much, really. Saving about 10... Let's save approximately 10 billion, then. Again, I don't like cutting things like the space program, but it is necessary. In terms of military spending, I feel like knocking us down... I mean, highly trained makes sense, but I feel like knocking it down to well-trained saves me about $50 billion, and it's 19 political capital to do that. So let's go to the next turn and see what's up. There is currently, there was a failed assassination attempt. There is extreme nationalism, which is a rise in patriotic feelings across the country. Extremists have begun to publicly blame foreigners and ethnic minorities for the problems. That's an issue. We now have an uncompetitive economy as well, so that's great. 61% of the vote. There was a failed assassination attempt. Apologies for rushing out of the building in a hurry, but that explosion was an assassination attempt on you carried out by the Freedom League. So let me have a look at the security briefing. So these guys are absolutely attempting to kill me, which has me concerned. So the deficit is still pretty bad. That is actually worse than it was. I reckon what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to cut military spending. I'm going to knock it down. I'm going to cut a lot out of this. I'm going to cut 85 billion out of this, or whatever it is, about 80 billion. I'm going to take the United States. I'm going to do something no one has ever thought to do. And something that is going to be controversial, whatever way I phrase this. I'm going to take the, I'm going to say it, ridiculous military of the United States and turn it into a light defensive force. And I say ridiculous not as an insult, but I believe the United States has like 5 of the top 10 military forces by size on the planet or something like that. It's like the US Navy, the Marines, and the Air Force are like in the top 5 alone. So it's kind of crazy when you think about it. So which is, you could say it's a little ridiculous. I don't mean that in a bad way, but you do apparently spend a lot of money on your military, and that's money I can't afford to spend. So when I'm president, when I run for the presidential election in 2020, this will be one of my you can come to these videos and be like, hey, he's not qualified, let's not vote for him. Anyway, that's a lot of money I've just cut there. I'm not convinced I'm going to survive another turn, so I might as well make it a good one. Automation tax is not popular. Honestly, none of this really is. What about, I mean, economy? What have we got? City farms. I will actually do that. It is money that I'm spending, but that's fine. There is not really... Yeah, work safety law, we'll get that too, why not? There we go. There really isn't much I can do here. There really isn't. Clean energy subsidies are a good idea. Again, I kind of wanted to focus on public services, but I really can't do it. Free eye tests will cost me a lot. Free school meals, youth club subsidies. I really don't want to spend billions upon billions when I don't have it to spend. Let's just go to the next turn and see if I survive. There is now a liberal plot from the... So the liberals don't like me. 43% of the vote is not good. Health is on the rise, unemployment is on the rise. That is annoying. The deficit has actually got worse, which is annoying. That is in fact very annoying that the deficit has got worse. It may bounce back though. I'm not convinced. The GDP is at an all-time low, which is annoying. Oh, I don't know how to fix this. It seems like everything I do, despite it saying, hey, that'll bring you money, is doing anything but bringing me money. Honestly, the interest rate doesn't help. The interest rate sort of causes it to spike a little bit. This is not on the decline. This is also not on the decline. I have 40 political capital. So I can almost do anything, which is ridiculous. But it really doesn't seem like that is something... It doesn't seem like I want to do anything, because there's nothing I can do that I know will fix the problems we're having. Yeah, I really don't know. Why are the liberals annoyed? They don't like the fact that we have handgun laws and the death penalty and all that. I mean, if I got rid of the death penalty, which I can't do, I need 54 political capital for that, but yeah, that would be something. The liberals don't like wiretap. I mean, that makes sense. That's absolutely fair. Liberals do like the Race Discrimination Act. Legalize gambling. I feel like legalizing gambling might be an idea. Speed cameras, secret courts. I mean, this is popular, but that seems a bit silly. It's more money. Oh, you know what? It's popular. Let's do it. Let's just throw it up there. Why not? I'm not getting through this term without being shot. I'm really not. I think it's fair to say. I think I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna take a risk, and I'm gonna look at things like vertical farm subsidies, green electronics initiative. Let's do things like these. I mean, this is popular. So we'll put that in. We'll keep it relatively simple. Keep it fairly basic. The uncompetitive economy is slightly declining. I mean, there is just so little that I can realistically cut. I don't want to cut my pollution controls. I don't want to cut that. That's just gone in. Consumer rights is going to have to stay. In terms of taxes, the luxury goods tax is not popular, but I think it's going to have to be necessary. 94 billion. The wealthy hate it. The capitalists aren't keen, but I'm going to do it. A 46%. No, I'm going to knock it to 35. No, I'll do 30. I'll do a 30% one, because, again, I don't want to go too ridiculous with things, even though that is completely ridiculous. Let's go to the next turn. Have I been shot? No, but there is a plot. There is no a debt crisis. So, yeah, I was... Do you want to legalize euthanasia? A once famous citizen is suffering from a terminal disease and living in constant severe pain. I'm going to legalize it. And that's maybe controversial, but I kind of do believe that I've read a lot of really kind of hauntingly beautiful stories about things like euthanasia, in that people are, it's calming and really, I'm not going to get into it, but I've read some hauntingly beautiful stories about it that sort of have me slightly more in the camp of this is a right thing to do as opposed to this is a bad thing. Will not get into it. So, oh, there's a Homer Simpson quote here. Okay, so the deficit has gone down, which is good. Pollution is almost gone, which is good. The debt crisis is going to stick around. The uncompetitive economy is declining. The GDP is on the rise again. The obesity crisis is declining again. The drug addiction thing is staying consistent. The asthma epidemic is fairly consistent. This is staying consistent. This is on the rise. I mean, what realistically can I do here? I can, if I really want to, go ahead and say, hey, let's spend 286 billion per quarter on excellent healthcare for all. The issue there is that we don't have that kind of money. Now, in terms of, what is my manifesto currently? Cut unemployment. Currently 99%. What? Is that implying that we have 99% of people unemployed? Because that doesn't seem like a way to run a country. That seems a little bit extreme, honestly. Let me do a telecommuting initiative. We'll just do that. And let me do a national monorail. No, that's going to take way... I mean, I'm not going to be around to see it. I need to create jobs, is what this tells me. What that is telling me is that I need to create jobs. 99% unemployment. That seems ridiculous to me. Rural development grants, let's give it a shot. Unemployment takes a bit of a hit with that. Let's spend a lot of money on that one then. That also helps the GDP. Yeah, I like this. So really, we do need to spend money. Let's do clean energy subsidies as well. Yeah, well, I'm going to do that. We're going to spend money in an attempt to make back some money. I have not been shot. Pollution is over. Curb banking bonuses, I will restrict those. They are still a severe threat. The deficit is lower, which is great news. So the GDP is at an all-time low, officially. The GDP did take just a huge hit there. So that's bad. That is very bad. I don't know what to do. I really don't. I'm a YouTuber that makes crap videos for the internet. I'm not a politician or a world leader. I have no idea how to get a country out of debt. It seems to me like the best bet here is to spend money in an attempt to then make money. Doing, investing in things seems like a smart thing to do. The issue is it's not proving to be easy. I'm gonna... Nothing here is necessarily popular. I mean, this is popular, so I guess... Sure, obesity goes down, environmental capitalists don't like it, but whatever. I'm gonna knock that to about 10 billion. Or, let's get, 10.3 will do. In terms of taxes, I mean, again, I can look at... I'm gonna do a junk food tax. Yeah, I'm gonna do a junk food tax. And I'm also gonna do a... Oh, I don't know if I want an automation tax, but I kind of need the money. I'm gonna do a 25% tax on automation. Because it does sort of hurt jobs. That is the argument, isn't it? That automation leads to job loss. So let's try and combat automation with taxes. I know I said I didn't want to use taxes as a weapon, but I really don't have a choice. Speaking of weapons, have I been shot? No, but there was an attempt. Okay, good. There was another explosion. Yeesh. So the deficit is back to almost 300 billion. I don't know how to fight this. This is every game of democracy I play, except for that one in Botswana. And not even the Botswana one that you saw. I keep telling the story of the Botswana game I had where I managed to get rid of the term limit because people loved me so much. The capitalists do not hate me. Mostly because of the debt crisis. I really, really don't... I mean, I don't want to spend a bunch of money on that. I guess just more taxes is an option. Mansion taxes. Health tax credits are popular, but again... The issue here is that at this point, about halfway through my second term, I don't think there's anything I can do that is going to save the country from debt. It is officially just up to my successor at this point, who will probably off himself sooner than deal with these problems. I mean, I am a presidential candidate's dream, because they can look at everything I've done and say, you see him, you see what he did. Everything I'm going to do, not going to be that. I am honestly a dream for those guys. Driver, anti-gravity, new car subsidies, cycling campaign. I need to create jobs. Welfare, let's see, state housing, rent control, no. Compulsory work for the unemployed. No, I don't want to do that. That seems a bit unfair considering I've destroyed the economy and then I would be putting them to work for very little. Agricultural subsidies, expensive. Tax shelters, maybe not. A Mars program. I mean, I don't think I want to do that. Let's just do vertical farm subsidies, what the hell. Hits unemployment a little bit. Yeah, sure, whatever. I'm just going to spend money. I'm going to just spend and see what happens. Trade council, somewhat popular. Whatever, that'll do. Let's look at taxes. Health food subsidies, why not? That's going to hit obesity? Absolutely, let's get that to maximum. Next turn, have I been shot? No! Good! Good, 26% of the vote. Whaling. Yeah, I'm going to keep a ban on whaling in place. That doesn't seem like something I want. $318 billion of a deficit. Don't mind me. just destroying the United States turn by turn. I have 38 political capital though, so that's not bad. It is just, I mean, there is nothing that is I mean, that's popular, but it's spending more and more. Health tax credits, mansion taxes. I mean, mansion taxes will bring me some money, but I think at this point, I need to get rid of a lot of spending. Now this move here, spending more on science, will help, so I'm gonna do that. But what I then want to do is turn around to something else and say, hey, you see that thing? That's no longer a thing we're paying for. So, rail subsidies, I am gonna cut quite a bit. And then, what else? Road building. Focus on... Now that... A lot of roads, that helps unemployment if I get a lot of roads, though. But I'm gonna cut to about 25 and do... fix existing roads. So, well, I'll say 35. So that's another cut. Then in terms of border controls, it's fine. In terms of this... I'm gonna pretty much say no in terms of 4 and 8. What's as low as I can go? Yeah, I'm gonna have to say there. Cut for... Oh, I can't even do that. Okay. There isn't really much... Let's just go to the next turn. I honestly am amazed that I'm not dead. I really am. I'm honestly amazed. Poverty is apparently on the decline, though. So that's nice. The deficit is down a little bit. Let's, I suppose, have a look at... Now, homelessness is being led by unemployment, which is really not doing great. It is down a little bit from where it was. But... the unemployed benefit is affecting this quite a bit. So, if I look at this, unemployment is being bolstered by unemployed benefit, of which there is none. Or there is medium, or there is low. Unemployment is boosted by this. I am gonna cut that. I don't like the idea of cutting it, but I need to. So I'm gonna cut that. In terms of everything else, I mean, technology grants are not something I want to cut because that's going to hurt my GDP, which is just flatlined. Interesting. Interesting that the economy is dead. That's amazing. I've never been this bad at democracy. I have single-handedly killed the economy of the United States. That's impressive. I am going to knock this tax up a little bit. I'm going to knock it up to 40%. Because I need the money. And let's... What is this? Resolve a dilemma. Speed limits. I'm going to not change them. Have I been shot? Please no. Oh, good. Good. Right. Unemployment is on the decline. Which is really good, actually. That is surprising that it's on the decline. But it is on the decline. I have 5 turns left to get it down to where it needs to be. The deficit is less than it was. If I get through this without being shot, if I get through these next 5 turns without dying, I don't care how big the deficit is. I don't care that we're $6,500 billion in debt. I'm calling it a success. I mean, if I can get the GDP to just go up a little bit, I'm calling it a success. What is hitting the GDP? A lot of things. The skills shortage is something that's doing it, which is being influenced positively by... Okay, immigration's an issue, education is an issue. So... Basically, I feel like technology colleges give them a bit more money. And public libraries give them a bit more money. And state schools, can't really do anything there. I realize state schools are something I could have cut as well. But that's dangerous. That's dangerous territory to be walking into. Now, in terms of the economy, these are popular, so I'm gonna do it. It does hit unemployment quite nicely. I'm gonna knock it to about 30 billion. So let's do that. Let's just spend money. We really, at this point, if I survive, obesity is over. There was another assassination attempt, another explosion as well. My poll rating is rising. Poverty's on the decline, unemployment's on the decline, health is on the up. The deficit is back to, well, 306 billion. But I got rid of obesity. So I'm calling that a success. This is on the decline. This is on the decline a little bit. That's staying fairly consistent. Homelessness is at an all-time high. Debt crisis isn't going anywhere. The uncompetitive economy is staying consistent. And the skills shortage is doing its thing. But, I mean, I guess the silver lining is that nothing's getting worse, except the debt. That's about the only thing. And the amount of times that people have tried to blow me up. But, you know, that's fine. Tax shelters are actually quite popular. That is surprising that that's actually as popular as it is. An antibiotics ban seems dumb. I mean, these are popular. So let's do a diversity quota, why not? Capital, yeah, I mean, racial tension goes down, yeah, whatever. Liberals like it, which I enjoy, so the liberals might stop trying to kill me. Ever so slightly. In terms of foreign aid, if I up it, the liberals like it, but I'm really not interested in doing that. And I have 5 political capital. Am I going to die? No, there is not a capitalist plot, though. Okay. Okay. Ban animal testing. I'm 3 turns, I ban it. What do I care? GDP is on the up, which is amazing at this point. The deficit is still as bad as ever, but banning animal testing, I mean, it went up and then we banned animal testing, so I assume it's going to go back down. We do have campaign speeches, though. So let's talk to the liberals who want to kill me, and that's going to annoy the conservatives, but I don't care. Let's talk to both of you guys, because why not? And let's talk to, I guess, middle income. Why not? Give the speech. Let's see what happens. So immediately the socialists are kind of happy with me. Then the capitalists are quite happy with me. And then the liberals are happy with me. And then finally, middle income is happy with me. So we annoyed the conservatives, and that's about it. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's not terrible. The deficit is still consistently bad, but that's all right. Anything in here that they want? Home fabrication grant? I don't care. Here you go. Have a home fabrication grant. Sure. I'm gonna spend like there's no tomorrow. I have 3 turns left. I don't care. Can you imagine if a world leader ran things like this? Am I dead? No, that's surprising. That is honestly astonishing. So the GDP went down again. I assume that is in fact after banning, well, it's after the car company shuts its plant and after banning animal testing, so great. The deficit, however, is a bit better than it was. So, I mean, we're doing all right, I guess. 7,000 billion in debt, but that's okay. Let's, I'm so tempted to, I'm gonna throw that up. I don't care. I don't care at this point. I don't have to care. I'm out of office in 2 turns. I'm probably gonna die before that. Airline tax is like, wow, it's making nothing. I'm gonna cancel that policy then, because it is just making nothing. In terms of car taxes, I mean, I'm not really interested in that. Corporation tax will hurt my GDP quite a bit. So let's not do that. Petrol tax, I can't really do. So, now the alcohol tax, yeah, to hell with it. I'll throw it up there. Let's see what happens. Next turn. Am I dead? No. Okay, extradite terror suspect. No, there's no formal treaty, so I don't really care for their requests. They accuse him of bombings, but their only evidence is the confessions of other terror suspects. Well, we don't have a treaty, and they don't have much in the way of evidence, so we're gonna keep him. The asthma epidemic is not over. There are manifesto promises. I will get 40% of the vote. I mean, if I survive this, I will be, honest, just amazed. The deficit is much better than it was when we started here today, I think. We have no activists. My party is at an all-time low. In terms of speeches, I mean, let's talk to ethnic minorities. Let's talk to the poor. Let's talk to the socialists. And let's talk... Where are the liberals? Are they here? You're a liberal. You'll do. We'll talk to you as well. So let's give this speech and see what happens. So we start off strong. Then we go up a little bit. We should go up some more. Nice little boost there. And we should go up once again because the parents are going to love me. So there we go. Another strong speech. Not bad, not bad. Let's continue. We have manifesto pledges that we can make. Honestly, I mean, I'm not going to be in office, so it's a waste of time. I don't know why I'm doing speeches, because I'm not going to be in office. The deficit's fine. Ish. I can't really do anything. What can I do here? I don't have enough capital left to increase any of these taxes. That's an initiative that I would be spending money on. Can I cut anything? That's a good question. It doesn't really seem like it, does it? How's the GDP doing? GDP is actually up a little bit. Okay, ladies and gents, let's see if I survive this last turn. I did. I did survive. We didn't spend as much. I mean, I'm not getting voted back in, so it does not matter. But, I mean... That is a crushing victory. Oh my god. Let's look at the breakdown. So yeah, the socialists voted for me. Generally speaking, no one else did. In terms of changes, during my time as US president, healthcare was up, education was up, crime was almost gone. Equality was up, violent crime was down, environment was looked after, CO2 emissions down, energy efficiency up, racial tension down, poor earnings are way up there, tobacco and alcohol usage down, congestion down, tourism up. But then you have the other changes, such as poverty up, technology down, unemployment up a lot, productivity down a lot. You have middle earnings way down, GDP was... Wow, yeah, we are definitely going to retire to obscurity. More people didn't vote than voted for us. So I would say I was probably an average US president. No, I honestly, the US is one of the harder countries to run in Democracy 3. Just purely because of it is the term limit. I like playing countries that don't have term limits, because then you can play the long game and you can play those strategies that are proper long term. So that might be something to look into for the next one. For the next country, look for one that doesn't have term limits, or just turn term limits off, maybe. I don't know. It's an option, I suppose. But ladies and gents, I am going to leave it there. So if you have any suggestions for what country to play next, do feel free to let me know. There is the United Kingdom, the United States, Canada, France, Germany, and Australia. I think that's all of them. We've already played the UK. We just played America. It might be interesting to revisit the United Kingdom. I think Canada could be a good bet. Australia could be interesting. It is entirely up to you, so I will just leave it up to you. But thank you kind of for watching. This has been Democracy 3 Electioneering. It's been our time with the United States of America. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!